note had said, as her husband lay there sleeping, she whispered soft and low, everything's gonna be alright. I love you, Joe.
100.3 KRRV. It is the 30th annual Country Cares for St. Jude Radiothon. It's going on right now, and it is being brought to you by McDonald's in Pineville as well as in Alexandria. And the folks over at Say's Office Supply, we got a rock star in the building now.
Definitely, most definitely. We always look forward to everybody that comes in, and you definitely have a special place in our heart because of Jabin.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's Summer Lawrence. We have to say her official.
When you say Jabin, everybody knows.
Her legal name. We got to put that out there. Your government name, as the kids say. We're also live on Facebook, by the way. So here's the number. I'm going to give the number real quick. 1-800-573-5425. It's 1-800-573-5425. Again, that is from the Barksdale Federal Credit Union phone bank. 1-800-573-5425. There's a text line too. I got to cheat. They changed the number on me. You got to text the word Sinla to 785833. That is the word Sinla to 785833. You can also donate, become a partner in hope online at krrvonline.com, and where we're live right now over there by Summer's head over on the computer here. She just leaned on it. Okay. It is a QR. No, you're fine. You're fine. There's a QR code, and Pat's looking around the room. There's a QR code. Just scan that QR code and you can become a partner in hope as well. Now, I got all that stuff out of the way.
All that stuff.
Let's talk to Summer Lawrence from Glenmore. So you're one of us.
One of y'all.
So as the story goes, if I recall, you used to listen to KRRV. You still do. I'm just putting that out there. But you would listen to the Radiothon all those years ago, and you would always think, well, those poor people, right? Right. And then you got to experience.
Yeah. So in 2006, I remember leaving LSUA. I was a student at the time, and I got in the car, and the Country Cares for Kids was on, and a mom was sharing her journey, and I remember thinking, what is it like for those? Like, how they feel. Like my heart broke for them, but I couldn't put myself in their position.
Right, because it happens to everybody else, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. And so I was like, man, I hate that for them, and just went on about my day. And I went home to my 3 kids. So I had at home, and Jabin being one of them, and then. That was in, I wanted to say it was in April, but March, April, whatever time of the month it was. And so in May, my last, week of finals, I get home and Jabin's sick. And so, we went through the whole, he just got a virus, this and that. He ended up being put in the hospital. He's got a virus, he's dehydrated. Then got home. It wasn't long. We went back to the hospital, admitted again, went through a bunch of different tests. Where do you live? Does he play in a pond?
Right.
Just all of these things. And so he had a scope done, and he had a GI doctor came in and did his things. And he sat us down, and he said, everything looked fine. That with the test that he did, it all looked okay. And he said, "But I'm going to order an MRI because I've been burned one other time." I was like, "Okay, that's fine."
Yeah, better to be safe than sorry.
Right. So this was a Friday. So Monday, June 12th, they come in and they get Jabin, and we go and do his MRI. A little while later, they come back and got him again for a second MRI. And so I thought, okay, well, and it wasn't long after that second MRI, his pediatrician called me, and she asked, was my husband there with me? And he was at home. We had 2 older girls getting ready for ball, and because it was, how it is now.
Yeah.
Summer ball's going on. And so I called him and told him he needed to come to the hospital. And he called me back and asked me. I woke him up. Actually, is what I did. He was taking a nap with our middle one.
You're just putting all his business out there.
And he called me back, and he's like, "Are you sure I need to be there?" And I said his name, and when I said his name, he okay. And
it was that tone,
it
right?
was, I guess it was that tone. So I sat there in Jabin's room, just kept looking outside, and his doctor walked in, asked, "Was Jeremy there yet?" And I said, "No, he's not here yet," and he was in Woodworth. And
but dry speed limit.
Yeah. And so she said, "Okay, I'll be right back."
Yeah.
And so I'm looking out the window of Cabrini, and I see him running across the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so he came in, and I asked, did you see the doctor? And he said she's on the phone. And she walked in with her partner behind her, and I thought, this is not going to be great.
Yeah.
And so she said, "I'm going to take y'all into a different room, and we're going to talk." Okay. So they brought us into a different room, and I sat down. Jeremy stood behind me, and I could see it all over her face that something was not right with him. And she said, "There's a blockage." And so, okay, well, I was thinking surgery. We're going to be good.
Yeah.
And she said, I've already called St. Jude. And when she told me that, then I knew that this was not good. This is so much more than going in to do a surgery and, he's going to be fine. And so Jabin was too sick for us to go home and drive him. Mm-hmm. So we had to wait on an ambulance to come get us, and we drove that night. And because we had to go for brain surgery first, and we had to go straight to it.
Right.
He went to Le Bonheur, which is right. It's close to St. Jude, and that's where his neurosurgeon was, and that's where they do the brain surgeries. Is at Le Bonheur. Everything else, I think, is pretty much done at St. Jude. But so we got there at 2 or 3 in the morning, and the next day we saw the scans. He actually had 2 brain tumors, and his spine looked like it was just full of rocks, and it had spread already. And his neurosurgeon said that if they would not have diagnosed him and got him there, mm-hmm. he wouldn't have made it to the weekend. And so they were able to do the surgery on June 14th, and on June 16th was our first day at St. Jude, and I was not excited about going. I did not know what to expect. Mm-hmm. It's just, I knew that, my son had a disease that could kill him. And I just wasn't, I didn't know what to expect. And I just was so anxious. And then we walked in, and it was just amazing. They are there from your very first time to walk in to the very last time you walk out. And their whole purpose is your child, getting them better, taking care of them, taking care of you. Mm-hmm. as parents. They take care of you too. And that's the goal. Yeah. That's the goal. So I was talking to Jeremy this morning, and I told him this is my 19th year to share Jabin's story. And the first time I called in, and I was watching him ride his little four-wheeler around the yard. And so sometimes you feel so removed from something after, 20 years of it's been 20 years ago this June that he's been diagnosed. But Jeremy reminded me that even though the hospital has changed, mm-hmm. They were building the Chili's Care Center, different things like that has changed, but their goal is the same thing. Mm-hmm. Their goal is to find a cure for your child. And and that will never change. So it doesn't matter if it's been 20 years or when it's 25 or when it's 30. The goal's the same, and it's to bring awareness to a hospital that is working tirelessly to find a cure for cancer. And that is their goal, and it's just, it's an amazing thing.
I'm curious though, and I mean, please forgive me because you know me, I'm going to ask questions.
Fine.
But like, all right, so you had listened to the radiothon and stuff like that. Was there, when you guys got there, was there a sense of calm when you walked in the door, or was it still? Because I can only imagine. That's a 6-hour drive from here to
7.
Memphis, 7 hour. So you're that's a long time for your mind to play with you. You know what I'm saying? Like to really, because he's probably in the back sleeping or playing or whatever, and whoever's with you, if there's anybody with you, is probably asleep because it's at night or whatnot. So it's a long time to think.
Right.
And so your mind's probably going 100 miles an hour in different directions. But when you get there and when you walk through that door, did it change? I mean, was there a little bit of calmness in your mind?
It's a lot. It really is actually a lot. So when you get there, it just reminds me, the way I guess to describe it best is every family there is going through the exact same thing. And the goal is we all have the same goals, and it becomes like, it's more like a family kind of atmosphere. Yeah. So the Jabin loved it.
Right.
He loved being there. When he come home, and you would say, we're going home for the weekend. So if we come home on a Friday, Saturday morning, he would, he saw his sisters, saw his cousin, saw everybody. I'm ready to go back to my hospital. My doctors and nurses miss me.
Right.
And, so it is a very, it's not what I expected.
Yeah.
It is nothing what I expected. And,
what did you expect? I mean, I don't think I've ever asked you that.
I think I expected tears,
a lot of sadness,
heaviness, just kind of cold.
Yeah. Like any other hospital, really. Right. To be honest with you.
And it's nothing like that.
Yeah.
You have wagons going around. Jabin had his share of days of being transported in a little red wagon.
Did you have to pull him?
I had to pull him.
Okay.
I had to pull him along with his big old bag.
Right.
Everything.
Did he ever say, "Mama, go faster"? Did he ever do that, or did
Probably
you know?
So.
I'm just curious.
There's a picture of him outside the hospital. Y'all have a picture with our his name, a brick with his name, Carolyn's name.
Yeah.
Well, he was walking along that path, sunshiny, bright outside with an umbrella. And we're like, Jabin, why do you have an umbrella? And he said, well, my daddy said it was going to rain. Just
because Dad said it was going to rain.
Just because Dad said, but it's just, he enjoyed going.
Yeah.
Like, he loved being put to sleep. So Jabin had to have radiation for 6 weeks. So he was put to sleep 5 days a week for 6 weeks straight. He loved it. Like, he loved going. And they make it homey for them.
Yeah.
So they have computers for them to play with. They have teen rooms for the teenagers to go in.
And adults are not allowed.
Adults are not allowed. And they have the medicine room. And so Jabin, he would get his blood transfusions and his platelet transfusions there. But the type of cancer he had to be inpatient to get his chemo.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And then he had a stem cell, like he got his own stem cells back.
Right.
After
it's kind of like a regenerated kind of thing.
After each course of chemo. And, but it's just, I remember one day he was sick and he was in his wagon. He had his little TV. And so as soon as I'm in the middle of a waiting room and, he hollered my name, and so I picked him up and I just brought him to the bathroom, left my purse, left everything right in the middle of that waiting room.
Oh, yeah.
And when I got out, a dad and his son was sitting there, and he told me, he said, I moved his wagon over here. and I didn't have to worry about anybody taking anything out of it. And it's not sad.
Right.
I mean, you do have your sad moments. You do, because your kids are sick. I'm not saying that, but it's not that way. It is, you're hopeful. You're, you're all fighting and doing the best for your kids. And it is not, it is totally different than going into just a regular hospital.
I want you to hold that thought, because we're going to take a quick break. Can you hang out with us for a little bit? Because there's some things I want to ask you. She's like, oh, no. Well, hey, it's the 30th annual Country Cares for St. Jude Radiothon. We got Summer Lawrence in the studio with us. We're going to be right back. It's KRRV.
Well, a very nice afternoon out there with sunny skies, much cooler than it has been for the last several days. 63 the afternoon high. That wind factor is well out of the northeast at 10 to 20. Hopefully will dry some stuff out. Tonight, clear skies down to 36 degrees. Now get ready for what looks like it's going to be a nice weekend. Sunny skies on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll see temperatures slowly rising over the weekend. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Grayson.
Every hardworking American deserves to leave a legacy, regardless of their paycheck. We offer life insurance policies for a variety of budgets. Protect your family and your legacy. Get a quote at woodmanlife.org. Woodman Life is the brand name for Women of the World Life Insurance Society in Omaha, Nebraska. At number 80138.
Will St. Patrick's Day be your lucky day? Well, it's time to find out at Coshada Casino Resort's huge It's Your Lucky Day giveaway, Tuesday, March 17th. That's right, your lucky pot of gold could be at Coshada this St. Patrick's Day. Every half hour from 3 to 7 p.m., lucky winners drop a gold coin into the pot of gold and win up to $5,000 in free play each. Just be actively playing a slot or table game with your free Advantage Club card at the time of the drawings, and you can win. Coshada is Louisiana's largest casino resort with the largest gaming floor in the Lake Charles area, the largest variety of slots, 3 beautiful hotels, award-winning cuisine, and the big It's Your Lucky Day giveaway this St. Patrick's Day at Coshada, Louisiana's largest casino resort and Louisiana's best bet.
I'm Marcel Fulton with Precision Tune Auto Care, doing a little bragging about the best oil change in town. Why best? Everyday low prices, fast service, and qualified mechanics who know one end of a wrench from the other. Plus, Wednesday is Ladies' Day. And did you know we give discounts to military, veterans, and first responders every day? The best oil change, it ain't bragging if you can back it up. 3839 Alexandria Mall Drive, next to the mall.
Precision Tune.
Hey y'all, I'm Tim McGraw. I'm a big fan of the work being done at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. St. Jude won't stop until no child dies from cancer. But they can't do it without our help. Thanks for proving that country cares.
This hour of hope is proudly brought to you by Clico on 100.3 KRRV, helping bring hope to the kids at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
When the power goes out, will you be ready? Keep your home or business running with a dependable generator from Ward Electric. From sales to installation to full service maintenance, we handle everything, featuring trusted brands like Kohler, Cummins, and Generac. Our certified technicians make sure your backup power is always standing by. Stay safe, stay comfortable, stay connected with Ward Electric. Schedule your free consultation today by calling 318-379-0045. Like us on Facebook.
Spring has sprung at Pads and Frames. A new shipment of blooming geraniums just in. Your choice of color, starting at $12.99. Get your garden ready. Topsoil or cow manure. 3 bags for just $10. Potting soil, $4.99. At Pads and Frames, where our home is your home.
Morning people wake up for peace and quiet. McDonald's breakfast people, we wake up for the sweet rush of getting that warm, delicious breakfast right before it ends.
Turn your breakfast into an extra value meal. Choose from a savory sausage biscuit or tasty sausage McGriddles, plus crispy hash browns and a small premium roast coffee, all for just $4. Only at McDonald's. Prices and participation may vary. Promotional pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Tired of noisy neighbors? Want to keep pets in and problems out? Sounds like you need a Promo fence. At Promo Fencing and Lawn Care, our fences don't just work, They wow. From classic cedar and pine privacy fences to durable chain link, sleek metal, and aluminum. Even decorative fencing. We've got something for every home, yard, or business, big or small, residential or commercial. All with free estimates, expert installs, and small town customer care. Promo Fencing and Lawn Care. Fences that feel like home.
Walker Automotive is your used car superstore. Online or at any of their 7 area locations, you can find over 400 used cars, trucks, SUVs, and luxury vehicles. Log on to walkerautomotive.com and be amazed. All makes, all models, all priced to sell. And right now, Walker is buying used cars and paying top dollar whether you buy one of theirs or not. Choose from over 400 right now at walkerautomotive.com. For over 105 years, Walker Automotive, your used car superstore.
We're making a difference for the kids of St. Jude with a Country Cares for St. Jude Radiothon. Thanks to our friends at McDonald's in Alexandria and Pineville and Say's Office Supply on 100.3 KRRV.
All right, we're back here live in the studio and live on Facebook. And I'm seeing some comments here. Tony says to tell you hi. Just saying. Hey, Tony. So we're going to hit the like on that one. So we were talking about Jabin's story, and I was asking you, about going to the hospital the first time. But you guys, how long did you guys stay at the hospital?
So we had to stay a few days to get everything situated. Then we got to come home for a week, and that gave me time to get my older 2 girls ready for the beginning of school. Nope, that was the wrong time. It blurs together.
That's what I was going to say. It all kind of probably runs together because it all happened probably so fast.
It does. So when you get there, you stay. It was the Grizzly House when we were there.
Yeah.
Now I think it's Tri Delta.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, because the Grizzlies not doing too good in basketball. I'm just saying.
So you stay there when you go for a checkup.
Yeah.
Or when you go, when you first get there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, depending on your length of treatment, depends on where you go.
Gotcha.
So we were 6 weeks of radiation. So we went to the Ronald McDonald House for that. Then we got to go home, get kids ready for school. And then for chemotherapy, he had 4 months of that. So we stayed at the Target House then.
Yeah. Okay.
So
we got to tour the Target House one time. Wouldn't you get there back? Yeah, it was pretty cool. It's a very homey. You know what I'm saying? Like it
had a microwave and it had everything that you possibly needed.
Now, if I remember right, and you know this because but they come and pick you up for treatment, right? You don't even have to drive. They take care of even that, know, and you don't even think about that, but they take care of that stuff too.
Yeah, so they have a shuttle, and it brings you back and forth to the hospital. But that shuttle also brings you to, so they give you every week. It may change. Maybe they do it monthly now, but every week you got a Kroger card. So you could go to Kroger and get the groceries that you need for the week, and they would take you there.
Yeah.
So they had washers and dryers there, but you didn't have to buy any of that. They kept that on hand at the time, or when we were there, they kept it on hand. And so the only time we ever used the shuttle service was it snowed one year, and I was not.
You weren't going to do it.
I wasn't driving in the snow.
You're Louisiana, and this wasn't going to allow you to do that. I understand.
So they do. They have that shuttle. It takes you to and from the hospital. And it takes you to Kroger when you need to go.
Is there ever a time like that was his favorite time of being there? I mean, I know he
the whole time.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like he loved being there, but I mean, was there one moment that stood out?
There's 2 moments that actually really stand out as far as there actually is more than that.
Yeah.
So the care for the doctors, I would say, Jabin's oncologist, he got to where he knew her steps.
Oh.
And so he heard her coming down the hall one day, and she sat on the floor and played with him for a little bit. And then his anesthesiologist, which was his hero, because he put him to sleep every day, and he liked that.
Right.
He saw him one day, and he said Jabin's name in a very specific way. I can't mimic it. My husband can. I can't. And I have a picture of this. he asked where we were going. Jabin wanted a Coke, so we was going to get him a Coke before the next appointment. He took him by the hand, and they walked ahead of me. He brought Jabin to the cafeteria, bought him a Coke, played with his cheeks because, you know, my baby had a big head.
Yeah.
And he was on steroids, so he just swole up, you know. But he just kind of squeezed his cheeks and talked to him, and then, you know, until the next day he saw him again. But the two specific times that really stand out in my mind, actually, I can't say two, there's three. Halloween, Jabin was inpatient for chemo, and they decorated the hospital. And so one particular, he had, I think, a couple of outfits. You know, we were Spider-Man. We were, you know, he was Buzz Lightyear at this point.
Yeah.
And when you got on Jabin's floor, only certain personnel could go on his floor. Yeah. It was not open to just anybody to go up there.
Was that because of the seriousness of his?
Yeah. And so when you would get on the elevator, it's red, actually. And so, and it, you know, authorized personnel only. Right. And that was the floor he was on. And so they allowed some people to come in. They decorated it, and he walked around trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
Around and around. And
did he do a double lap?
He did. Okay. He really did. I'm
telling you, we would have been best friends.
I'm pushing his IV pole, you know, and he's got his little mask on, and he just goes around, and they let him go around, and then he was, I want to go again.
Yeah.
So, okay, son. So we went around again. So that was Halloween, and then Jabin's birthday's in December, and so for his birthday, they give you shirts, and it has a star was born today, and so he wore that very proudly. Well, then they also give you a balloon bouquet, and it is huge. I had to carry it around,
of course,
the whole day. You know, it was like
that's what moms do. I don't know. If
don't go put it in the car. We're carrying, and he was just as proud because everybody. So they all notice it's his birthday, and they tell him. But then when we get to the Target house, we get there. It's like little apartments, so we get in ours. And they had a card under the door saying, go to the front desk.
Yeah.
Went to the front desk. And she told him, you know, it's your birthday. So she brought him to a closet, and she told him, she said, pick anything you want out. And so I'm thinking, okay. She opened the door, and it was full of stuff.
Yeah.
Like from little kid items to teenager items. Well, his little eyes zeroed in on it was a Batman scooter.
Okay, I mean, it's not Spider-Man, but
they didn't have a Spider-Man, or he'd have went with that one. But, so he got that Batman scooter, and he rode up and down the halls on it, and so that stuck out. They made it. It made him, because it was just me and him there that particular day, and so that just made his birthday to me extra special for him. Yeah. And then Christmas comes. And before, you know, one of the workers asked Jeremy, you know, he told him, he said, make a list of everything he wants. And Jeremy's like, okay, well, how many things do you want me to put on here?
Right.
He said, just write what he wants. So, so he was inpatient again on Christmas, getting his last course of chemo. And so we're sitting there, and Santa walks in with his bag. And they got everything that was on that list and more. And so Jabin was my kid that when I brought gifts from our family, like a couple of days before, I pulled one out of a bag. And, you know, Jabin he's just now turning 4. And, you know, you don't have to teach little ones to be selfish. You really don't. I mean, they just, you know.
Oh, no. And
Christmas
some of us never grow out of
right.
it. I'm just saying.
And so Jabin pulls it out, and he opens it up, and he's like, it was from my dad. And he said, oh, did you tell him thank you for me? And I'm like, yeah, I did. And then I pulled out the second one, and he was another one for me. And so he appreciated every little, like, one gift is just an amazing thing.
Right.
And so when Santa came in with that bag full, I mean, his little eyes just lit up. And so in the midst of, you know, we're at St. Jude in the hospital on Christmas Day.
Right.
And we have our 2 daughters at home, and you know, he's like chemo's not fun.
No.
He is sick, and so he's getting all of this, and he's just so appreciative and so thankful. And then they let him put off chemo for, I think it was like 15, 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So he could go outside and play. He had a remote control truck. And so he went outside in the hall, and he was playing with it. And so it's things like that that they do. It's the extra they don't have to do. So they don't have to decorate their hospital and have trick or treat there. They don't have to acknowledge your child's birthday. They don't have to bring tons of gifts for your child. Now, I mean, you can choose not to participate if you want, but they have down the hall, they have playrooms if they feel well enough to go play in them, and they have a parent room. So if you need a snack, you can go get a snack, and you're not having to, do I have any money in my purse to go get whatever. It's the little, they think of the smallest things to the biggest things. And
I was gonna say, I never realized until probably within the last couple of years that they actually grow their own food.
Yes.
I did not. And
I didn't know that for a long time too.
And I mean, after I learned it, I was like, oh, I get it, because it makes sense, because what is being put on it and stuff. But I just never thought of that.
They do. It blows my mind every time when I just sit and just think about all the things that they did. It really is.
Priceless.
It is.
I mean, I was just going to say, now, how much out of everything you've been talking about did you have to pay for?
None.
Mm-mm.
I never saw.
That's amazing. There's
anything.
Never, and probably never will be another hospital that would do that.
And they even helped you. So I had kids at home, and because there is a max limit that can be up there. And then my girls, they are older than Jabin, so they were home going to school, but they even give you so much, I can't remember now what it was, to help you get home to visit. I think one time me and Jabin flew home, and then we drove the rest of the time, but they help you do that to go home to visit. So your child can go visit family.
So literally, you never had to pay for anything. I mean,
Nothing.
that's just, how did that blow your mind? I mean, really and truly.
It really is an amazing thing.
Because you probably were thinking, God, how are we going to pay for this when you first went in, right?
Yeah.
Because you didn't know anything about it other than little bits and pieces you might have heard.
And when you think, your child has already been, by the time you go to St. Jude, you've already been to another hospital. You've already gone through other tests. You've already gone through all of this. And that stuff costs just the little, an MRI is not, cheap. But one thing that I just, it's that St. Jude. So when y'all were playing the little Danny Thomas commercial.
The thing at at noon or something.
Did,
yeah. I stole that.
Well, it's really good. It's the first time I heard it.
I liked it.
So when he was talking about how, by the grace of God, this is the vision that the Lord gave him.
Yeah.
And it's a place that not only do the wealthy go to, he's made a place to where no matter your status, as far as, how much money you make, how much money you don't make, it is open to all. So Steven Seagal was there when we were there with his daughter. He can go anywhere.
Yeah.
But why was he there? Not because he needed necessarily, but it's because St. Jude is the best place for you to take your child to get treated for childhood cancer. And so because of that, that desire that he had and building that hospital, anybody can go.
Yeah.
And it is because that is actually the best place to be. Now,
but don't you think it's weird though that 1962, so that's 60 something years, and that thought process and that goal is still trying. I mean, we're getting close.
Bigger.
Yeah. And we're getting close to achieving it, but it's still going.
Yeah. Right.
And so it's just really cool. All right, I got the $1 million question for you that I always ask. there's somebody on the fence and you could just grab them and say, give me $19 a month, what would you tell them besides grabbing them and saying, give me $19 a month? I know you.
So, I have two 12-year-olds at home, and what I have started telling them is what probably people don't really necessarily want to hear, but this life is not about you.
Oh, wow.
And so my life is not about me.
Mm-hmm.
How can I serve?
Yeah.
How can I help others?
Exactly.
And so being a partner in hope, that $20 you probably won't even notice at all.
You made chills run down my leg when you said that. It really and truly, I kid you not, I had a chill run down my leg thinking, all these things you told us about, did you ever, maybe not get a bill that you had to pay, but did you ever know how much that actually cost?
I don't. The only thing that I do know is that because we went to Le Bonheur first, they did send me a bill, and it was $90,000, and St. Jude told me, do not pay that. He's a patient. Do not pay that. And he ended up with 2 brain surgeries. So, the first month, I think when the insurance company sends you this or that, I stopped looking at $300,000, and that was in the first month. Yeah. So I don't know what's after, but so when you don't recognize or realize that I just have $20 just out of my account, and maybe you do, maybe you do realize that's a big thing for you. You are by being a partner in hope, by donating, you are becoming or participating in something that is so much bigger than yourself. And you're not seeing it, but I saw it. I lived it. My son lived it. And so there might be somebody listening that was like me in 2006. Like, you may not, I really hope that, if anybody listening, I hope they never need that hospital, but somebody will. There is somebody that that's going to need it. And so do something that's bigger than you. Help these kids. So my son did not survive. I had him for 14 months after he was diagnosed to the day he passed away. And I do not regret 1 minute of going to St. Jude. There's not I wish I went here for treatment. I wish I'd have done. No, I'm so thankful that we went there, and we're really good friends with people from there. Right. Jabin had one of his little friends that we met was from Baton Rouge, a Louisiana family. Mm-hmm. She was 6. She did survive. She is now engaged, and she just applied for residency at Le Bonheur. Oh, nice. She wants to be an oncologist at St. Jude. And so I just, I mean, this life really is not about you. It is about what you can do, how you can help others. And this is a way to help children who are fighting for their lives. We're not talking about the flu. We're not talking about, just little things or even some bigger things. This is their lives. And Jabin had pineoblastoma in 2006. There was not a cure for it. It's very rare. It's very aggressive. And just like, you have to have research. Mm-hmm. So leukemia has come a long way. Mm-hmm. But if you say childhood cancer, we're not talking about one. No. We're talking about all kinds. And if I say a brain tumor, I'm not talking about just one. I can name about 4 or 5 off the top of my head. Mm-hmm. And so we need partners in hope. And
can you say that phone number? Since you're on a roll right now, I don't want to stop you, but
it is 1-800-573-5425.
All right. I want to do it one more time. 1-800-573-5425. Got to take a quick little break. We'll be right back. It is the St. Jude Radiothon going on right now on KRRV.
Pro-boyexpress.com. Looking for big-time flavor without spending big-time money? Yeah! Then head on over to Po' Boy Express for the best, most delicious deals in town. Starting your week off with Wing Monday. Buy 5 jumbo hand-seasoned wings with your choice of sauce and fries and get the second one free. Midweek means Winning Wednesday. Buy 1 hand-battered shrimp platter piled high with seasoned fries and hush puppies and get the second one free. And then everyone everyone's favorite day, Free Fried Fish Friday. Buy our fish platter, 4 pieces of Mississippi Delta catfish served with seasoned fries and hush puppies, and get the second platter free. No shortcuts, no small portions, just fresh, fast, and the most downright delicious deals in town. Only at Po' Boy Express in Alexandria and Pineville. Dine in, drive through, or order online at po-boyexpress.com. Free delivery with a $25 purchase.
Introducing 3 fun and exciting games from the lottery. Deal yourself a winning hand and scratch your way to some cash. Play it cool and win big. Play Blackjack from the lottery. Win up to $2,100. Your winning hand is waiting. Tropical vibes with Bingo Wins. Bingo just got fabulous. Play Flamingo Bingo. Top prize is a whopping $50,000. Flock to your nearest retailer for your chance to win. Go from mud bugs to more bucks. Get ready to pinch a winner and play Crawfish Cash, the new fast play game from the lottery. Win up to $10,000. Peel fast, win faster. Blackjack, Flamingo Bingo, and Crawfish Cash. Pick up all 3 games today. Louisiana Lottery, celebrating 35 years of reasons to smile. Must be at least 21 to purchase.
It's time to double down, a 2-for-1 tracker at Pineville Marine. Yes, on the water or off-road, you deserve to be in a tracker. Only at Pineville Marine. Every new boat package sold January through August gets entered to win a tracker off-road Ox 400 camo. TTNL or fees not included. Drawing held September 1st. Sharing the love, the legacy, and the quality of tracker. This deal is only at Pineville Marine, 1330 Military Highway, Louisiana's oldest tracker boat dealer.
Power your business with secure connectivity from Optimum Business. Reliable, affordable, and secure internet starting at $65 a month for 2 years. Visit Optimum.com/business today or call 833-6-OPTIMUM today.
Got a plan for your tax refund? How about upgrading your ride? At Glass Tint Etc., we know how to stretch your tax refund dollar for dollar farther than you ever imagined. Lumar Pinnacle Window Tint, rims and tires, car audio, radar detectors,